Hey guys, it's Tessa. So today, or this week, I am working on a very exciting thing. I have been making a pattern recently for a type of pocket scarf. I'll include a video or something here, or a photo of it. So far, I have written up the entire pattern and added the photos I think that I needed and sent the pattern to be tested by one of my friends. I think by the time this video goes up, I'll probably have the pattern be live. You should follow my other social media if you ever want to try to pattern test for me. This is my very first pattern to begin with, so I would love all the feedback and anything I can get to kind of make this process a little bit easier, hopefully in the future. But I essentially this week am working on more of them. So the pattern's been sent out to that one person. I don't know how quickly they'll get back to me, but I am making some TikToks and have made a few TikToks asking for pattern testers. So check that out if you haven't already and see if I am still looking for testers at this point. Let me show you the current one I'm working on. You can kind of see it in frame here. I'm not gonna lift the whole thing up, but you can see it's this like lovely purpley blue green tone one. I love it so much. It is the Lion Brand Ferris wheel in Imaginary Garden. So this project does require 960 yards of worsted weight yarn, which is a lot. So I, of course, went online and found a decent amount of yarn colors I wanted to do. So I have this one for a colorway. I finished one that I'll show you shortly, and then I finished a different one that I'll show you shortly. And then I also bought some of the Lion Brand Heartland in this like lovely like rusty color and this dark brown color, and I think they'll make a really cute colorway for the fall season, as that eventually is coming up. But yeah, I am working on these, and I'm hoping to have this next one done probably tonight. I'm filming a couple TikToks today, I think, about them as well. But yeah, if you're interested in possibly testing, leave a comment or check out my other social media that I have noted in the description below. Okay, so after I checked in yesterday, I did not check in again. You saw a little bit of me working on this. I did finish the body of this scarf. I think the color pooling is really interesting on this one, honestly. The way that like the green kind of never moves to one side and the orange never, or the purple never moves to this side and the green never really moves to this side. I think it looks kind of nice. I just finished the pockets. Today is Sunday now, because husband and I did go on a date night, or a date day thing, whatever the fuck you want to call it. So I was out of the house most of the morning / afternoon-ish time, doesn't really matter. I made my two pockets. I'm gonna finish sewing them on, weaving all my ends, and this one will be done. And then I can start the second one. Let me show you, because I can't remember if I've showed you the colors or not. Let me grab them real quick and I'll show you the colors for the second one. I plan on buying as many of this colorway as I can possibly get my hands on. I love this colorway. I think it's so pretty. It'll look really nice for another pattern I've been kind of working on. And I think I just said this, but I cannot remember if I actually did or not. Something I'm gonna have to figure out as well is a better understanding of the total yardage needed for this pattern. Each of these cakes is 270 yards. And according to the black scarf I showed you guys yesterday, according to that one, sizing wise, I need 960 yards. However, after all of this has been said and done, I'm only at like 600-700 used. So I really have no idea how much yardage this takes. I might in the pattern just include some references like Ferris wheel takes X amount, Karen 1 pound takes X amount, so on and so forth, so it's a better idea of the total gauging. But I don't know, because overall it's the same size as all the other ones. I don't know, beside the point. Science, I don't understand. For the next one I'm going to be starting once I finish this guy, I have two colors that I'm using. I think I mentioned this in yesterday's video, or in yesterday's clip. I have this lovely orange color from Heartland. This is in the colorway Yosemite. And then I also have 3 in the brown color, which is Sequoia. I think together these look really nice and complement each other well. So I think for the body, I'm going to do the border / edging in the brown, while the majority of it's going to be in the orange. And then the pockets, the main piece of the pocket will be orange. And then the ribbing of it, the border of it will also be in brown. Or the opposite, or I'll do like the main part of it, the pocket in brown, and the majority, and the ribbing piece. I can't think of words today. Ribbing piece in the orange. I don't know. I'll kind of feel it out. Again, I don't just know much. I just don't know how much yarn I need now at this point. Because according to my original measurements, I needed 5 total of the Heartland to complete one of these. But according to the Ferris wheel measurements, I need 700, or I need 700 yards versus 960 yards. One of these is 251 yards, so roughly, I can't do math, and I'd only need 4, not 6. I'm so confused. Why did I buy so much? Right? 250 times 4 is 1,000. Yes. Yeah, so I don't know why I bought 6 of these. Maybe so I could make 2? One just with like the inverting colors? I don't know. Great question. We should have asked me then. Point is, I'm gonna finish sewing on the pockets to this first one, leaving all the ends, and then we'll start this baby tonight as well. Also, I wanted to add, because of course, I'm just gonna keep adding to this. I finished watching The Pit last night, and oh my god, soul crushing last 4 episodes. Soul fucking crushing. I watched it a little bit when it first came out. I watched like the first 9 episodes when it came out, and then I took a break on it all the way up until now. And then I watched the last 5 episodes last night, and gutted. I'm just gutted. Just am. It's a really good show overall, though. Just it's a little more gory. Gory's not the right word. It's just a little more intense, visually intense in comparison to most medical-related TV shows. But if you can handle that, it's a really good show overall, and I think it's really interesting. Anyway, that is not the point. The point is, finish the purple-green scarf now. Okay, bye. Alright, so I finished the 4th one of these guys. I did weave in all the ends, attach the pockets, so on, so forth. I think this one also turned out really well. The only thing I'm worried about, quote unquote, is the total yardage I needed, like I mentioned, I thought I needed, was 960-ish yards, because that was based on the weight of, I believe, the pink one and the number of yards and grams that are in a Cairn 1 pound. Essentially, the math you can do is you calculate the math of the number of yards per gram, and then whatever that number is, you times that number by your total of used grams, and that'll tell you the number of skeins you've used. Big complicated math that took me way too long to figure out, but this one only ended up using about 500. So I'm really not sure where the big difference is. I think it's going to be in the length here. This one feels a little bit shorter, and I don't feel is as wide. But let's see if I can give you a better view of it here. So we have this side, which mostly ended up being greens, while this side ended up being most of the purples, which I think still looks very cute. Let me see if I can tilt this down a little farther for you. Gibbs is going to be in our background like always. There's this. Bam, bam. I think I'm going to try to have all 4 of these listed by the time this video comes out, but no guarantees. So this one is done. So next I am going to work on the orange and brown one. Jesus, I also want to call it blue. I think I'm going to keep the 960 as the noted amount, just so that there isn't a problem of not getting enough yardage. And then I think it's mentioned as well that I'm going to include a couple of the different yarns I've used in the estimated yardage for those as well, as I think that will be more helpful to people than just saying buy 900 yards of yarn. I am going to get started on the orange and brown one now and go from there. I only got through a few rows last night from what you can see. I ended up doing a little bit more today. I think I've gotten through about 3 more rows. I'm just having a day, so don't even really want to work on this. I have started working on that sweater I've talked about a little bit on my socials, mostly on TikTok. But I also made a new mini octo today using some of the scrap yarn I had left over from the last Elmwood scarf, so that's really cute. I used a little bit of that and I held it double with some gray, like Chanel Home Slim, I believe is what it is, for the Michaels brand. Here's a closer look for you. He's got little strapies going through him. This might be one of the ones I just tossed into an order. I don't know, I'm kind of conflicted. No matter what, I toss a little smaller one in, but maybe I should do like an add-on item. Like if you pay an extra $1, you can get a, 3 times the size octo or something. I don't know, but I just kind of where I'm at. I wanted to make something that was small, simple, and quick, so I made a little octo. I'm gonna try to lock in and just get some more of this done. I'm also considering making a summer version where it's a lot more gappy and spacey and flowy. Really, that just means I'd use a larger hook and change some of the sizing, some of the chains and stuff, and the width and all that. But I'm just kind of conflicted on if I should make that part of the same pattern or make it like a separate pattern for just a little bit less. I don't know. I'm kind of conflicted on that. Let me know what you think. Because the only change that would really exist is just the total number of stitches you have on each row, and then as well as probably the hook size you use. So from there, it's all practically the same. So maybe I'll make it like an add-on, or it could be like a free option on Instagram or something. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. I'm gonna keep working on this guy and try to get through like half of the orange rows. So what, it's 18 in total. I'm gonna try to get through 9 in total. I'm already at row 5, or I've already, I think, completed row 5. So I just need to do a couple more, and that's fine with me. I'm really not trying to stress myself out about this anyway. I've also had kind of a rough day because I had therapy today, so like my brain just will not exist at the moment. But anyway, point is, I'm gonna be working on that. I love this octopus. Okay, so yesterday we didn't speak at all. But that is because I was tired, okay? My work schedule has changed slightly, so I have to wake up a whole half hour earlier than normal, and it's tiring. That, and I didn't really work on anything that much yesterday, so I didn't see a purpose in like doing a check-in. But currently I'm on row 13 of this guy. I think the first ball of yarn ended at just about 8.5 or almost 9. Still on the second ball of yarn. It's not going to do the full 18 rows of the wrap double crochets anyway, so a little frustrating, but it still helps me figure out the overall yardage / gauge I need. And with that, I still have the third ball of yarn. I think I'm going to get to at least row 16 before needing to attach the third ball of yarn. I'm thinking if I have enough of the third ball left and enough of the 2 browns left after I add pocket, or 3 browns once I add pockets, oh my god. I might try to do, I think I mentioned it a couple nights ago, or the last clip, but I want to make a version of this that's for like the summertime, so it's a little more breathable and stuff. So hopefully I'll have enough yarn of that in the brown and whatever remains of this orange as well. We'll figure it out from there. I'm going to hopefully finish this either tonight or tomorrow, and I'll check it once it's done. Yesterday, I got through my 18 rows of orange. I did end up having to go into the third ball of the orange. I think I have a little over half of that left now. So I think I'm just going to keep in my pattern the 950 or 960, whatever it is, as the yardage needed. It's just a safety net. So I have 6 rows of brown left, making the pockets and then sewing those on. And I just don't feel like working on this today. But that's because something more exciting is happening eventually. So I started applying to in-person events, and I got one for Halloween time, and I'm so excited. Okay, it's in a city over from me, so that's cool. And it's in the middle of October, which is also cool. And it's a 10 by 10 space, and I've already paid the booth fee, and I'm in the event. It's crazy. I kind of want to do another event before this one because this one's supposedly going to be really, in my mind, really intense. Because on the application and on their website, they were saying that this event typically brings in anywhere from 5,000 to 10,000 people. And on the Facebook event currently, it is July 3rd. On the Facebook event currently, 5,000 people have marked as interested and 400 are marked as going. So that's a lot of people. 400 is a lot of people. So I have no idea how much stuff I should make for this. I have no idea what I'm doing. I think to protect my sanity a little bit, I'm gonna streamline most of the things I make from here till October to be fall/Halloween themed, so I can pair them with me into the event. Probably I'm just gonna bring all my inventory with me to the event regardless, but I think roughly like half of the inventory to be the Halloween/fall themed, and then half of that each, so 25 and 25, be fall, harvest, autumn, season, leaves falling bullshit, and then the other quarter of that be Halloween, ha ha ha, it's Halloween, and go from there. So with that, I started a new cardigan. I also got 2 orders last night, so the 2 of the 3 new cardigans I made are sold out. So I'm hopefully going to be restocking those specifically before the market, and probably bringing, if they aren't sold out, them with me to the market. This is the current cardigan that I am working on. I actually think this is turning out very lovely. I might make one of these for myself, but basically it's supposed to just be a like neutrals/hinting at like fall. And I think it's really working. And I know a lot of people who do like the fall season aren't like us Halloween people where we're just in your face about it. So I think with this being mostly neutral, it's gonna look really nice overall. I'm running out of yarn on it though, so I'll already need to go back to get more yarn, even though I was just at the store. So that is really exciting. I have started my 2 halves of the Woodlands cardigan, which is one of the ones that sold, and then the full rainbow sold. Full rainbow, as I mentioned in the video where I talk about that one, I did like 28 rows. My goal for my cardigans is like 23 to 25 rows. So I need to cut down the number of colors, which I have already done, and kind of figure out my layout a little bit better, which I've already done. So in tracking what yarns I needed to pick up, I wrote down for both the rainbow cardigan and for the woodland cardigan the order of the colors. And the only thing I'm doing slightly differently on this version of the rainbow cardigan versus last time is instead of starting with the purple and making my way up to pink, I'm starting at the pink, making my way up to purple, ending finally with the row of black so that the cups can be black and it's nice and organized. That's not the word. Anyway, so that's the plan currently, is grind out fall and Halloween and have that be my priority in making other items as needed. I have no idea what I'm doing for this booth overall. No clue. It's a 10 by 10 space. Guess what? No tables. Guess what also? No nothing. I have nothing for this event. Again, it's July though, so I have time to hopefully be smart and get good. That is my husband laughing in the corner because I think he's realizing that I'm only now fully realizing how unprepared I am for this event. But it is July and I have till the 18th of October. If you do want to come to this event, I have noted on my website under the blog post and our news, you'll see any events that I have for in-person attending, things like that, yada yada. That is where I'm going to call this video though, because my brain cannot function anymore. I'm going to keep working on this cardigan because that's the only thing I have the will to do right now. Also, I made cornbread. It's terrible. Next. that's it for this video. No more context. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time. Bye. My brain is oopy goopy. Oopy goopy.